If you've only been thinking about decluttering in terms of what you're getting rid of, today I want to help you shift your thinking, and I want you to focus on what you're gaining. And what you're gaining is more money in your pocket. Today I'm going to share with you 10 ways that decluttering saves you money. The first way that decluttering saves you money is you don't need a storage unit. That is possible. When we cleaned out our loft, we decluttered so much out of there, and we were able to really narrow it down to just a small section of things. And honestly, those things I could put either in my garage or even in the house. I have room for that. If all of those things were in a storage unit and I was paying every month for a storage unit, honestly, I could have gotten rid of it and I would not have had to have that expense. And ever what that was costing me a month, I would be saving that money. Now think about what you have in your storage unit. Do you feel like there are a lot of things in there that could probably go? And do you have room in your home or in your garage or somewhere else that if you really got serious about it and you really went through your things to downsize that, could you save money every month? Think about what you're spending on that storage unit annually. Wouldn't that be awesome to have that back in your pocket? Number 2 is when you declutter, you don't rebuy things that you already have. I think we've probably all done this. You get to the store and then you see the Scotch tape. How many of you rebuy Scotch tape at Christmas time because you don't remember if you have any from last year? Maybe it's a hammer, maybe it's the short sleeve black blouse and you're just not sure if you really have one or not. And you end up rebuying things because you just don't know. I can't tell you the amount of things that I have bought in the past, not knowing. When we declutter, we know what we have and we know where it is, and we don't rebuy things, which gives us excess stock that we don't need. It ends up being clutter. And number 3, when we declutter things like memberships and subscriptions, we don't waste money. It will save us money. How often have you subscribed to a TV network or something, and then you watch a series and you think you're going to be interested in watching more things on that? We did this not long ago. We signed up for one of the streaming services because there was something that we wanted, and we really thought we would probably watch more things on there. We don't watch it. There are some hunting shows that we like to watch in the fall, and we will subscribe to a service for the few weeks that those are on, and then we unsubscribe. Or when my grandkids come to stay, if there's something that they want to watch, when we have movie night, if we don't have it or it's not on one of the free services, then we'll subscribe to a service for a month because it's generally less expensive to do that than to rent a movie digitally. Sometimes it works, not always, but sometimes it works out that way. And then we cancel it because we don't watch Disney Plus. We don't watch Netflix. We just don't watch those things. So if there's something we want to watch, we'll subscribe one time, like for a month, and we'll watch what we want to watch, but we generally find we just don't watch those. So check your subscriptions. Is your Sam's or Costco membership worth it? Do you really get the value? I had a Sam's Plus membership for quite a while, and then I realized when it was time to renew, I realized I'm not really getting the benefit past just the regular Sam's membership. So I saved money by just looking at my subscription services and see, what do I really use? And is that really a cost-effective value to me? So check your subscriptions. You can save money. Number 4, when you declutter, you don't buy clothes that you already have. Or, this was my big one, I would be shopping, I would see something, think, oh, that's so pretty. I think I'll buy that. And I get it home and I have nothing it will go with. Have you ever done that? That ends up being a huge waste of money for me because I generally don't want to go buy something else to go with that one thing because then I have a limited amount of outfits. I can just wear that one thing with it. And I'm just not a fan of that really because I don't like to have just one outfit things. If you declutter your clothes, then when you're in the store, hey, I really like that, but I don't have anything that would go with, then you could just pass on it. Yeah, that's what I tend to do. I just pass on those things. I have learned my lesson. I've spent too much money on things that don't go with anything else. And then I put it on and I take it off, and I put it on and I take it off because it doesn't go with anything. I end up just cutting my losses and passing it on to somebody else. And number 5, you can gain money by selling the things that you declutter. For instance, okay, so you could have a garage sale. Garage sales are hard. You got to love a garage sale to have a garage sale. They're a lot of work. And for me, my time-wise, it's just not worth it. I would rather donate those things, but that's just me. But the way that you can make money from those is a consignment shop. There is a consignment shop in our area. I took a box of clothes, and right then they will go through those clothes and then they'll tell me what they will give me. So I don't have to wait over a period of time to see if something sells. They'll tell me right then what they'll give me for the clothes that they choose that they want to resell in their store. I can either take that in cash or I can take it in a store credit. You get a little bit more if you use the store credit. That is my choice. So I've taken a box of clothes. They pick out what they want. I take back the rest, and then I use the store credit, and then I get things that I do want and that I will wear. And then the things that they don't want, then I go donate them to the local mission. If you are finding this information helpful in any way, would you consider subscribing, liking, maybe giving a comment? I would really appreciate it. It's free to you and really, it's like giving me a great big hug. Number 6, decluttering lowers your maintenance costs. Think about it. When you've got a lot of things in a room and they're all cluttered in there, you don't see things. You could have mold building up. You could have mice. This could be going on under, in, and around stuff that you don't know because you don't see it. Out of sight, out of mind. And then you can have things falling into disrepair that had you been able to see everything, then you could take care of that. If there's a leak, if you spot mold, if you see that mice have done some damage, then you can take care of things quickly because when things fall into disrepair, then if they're not taken care of, it just gets bigger. It compounds the problem and it costs us more money. If we declutter, we can see everything and it saves us money in the long run. Number 7, decluttering reduces moving expenses. Now, when we moved, if I had not decluttered before we moved, not everything would fit in that moving van. I got rid of a lot of stuff and everything fit. Have you seen moving vans going down the interstate and then there's a truck and it pulling a trailer all piled high? Now, maybe they really did need, maybe all of that was essential. I don't know. But possibly they would not have had as much to move. I'm just talking about in my own case. If I had kept everything before I moved, we'd had more trips, or we would have had to pile it on the trailer and pile it in the truck and pile it in the moving van because it wouldn't have all fit. And so before your next move, especially, declutter and take a look at what you've got. And it could cost you a whole lot less in moving expenses. Number 8, decluttering encourages mindful spending. Look, when we get rid of things and we have more space, there's just more peace. And whenever you see something you want to just impulsively spend and bring more into your home, when you've decluttered, it really makes you stop and think, do I really need that? Do I really need that? Do I want to spend the money on that? Do I have the space for that? Do I want to just start refilling my space with a bunch of things? It may be something that you genuinely need, you genuinely want, and that is what you want to spend your money on. But sometimes we make impulsive purchases just because. And so when we've decluttered, it really does make us more mindful of what we spend and what we bring into our home, because we don't want to just rebuild up the clutter. Have you ever done that? Have you ever gotten a space decluttered and then a year or two down the road, you're like, oh, how did I get here again? How did I bring all this back in here? How did everything get so cluttered up again? It's probably because we don't pay attention and we're not mindful of our spending. Number 9, decluttering saves money on your groceries. How many times have you looked in your refrigerator, your freezer, your pantry, and realized, oh, I didn't know that was in there, and now it's expired or it's freezer burned, and you got to throw it out? I have been guilty of that. Oh, and I hate it. I hate especially when it's meat and it's freezer burnt, because it was at the bottom of something and I didn't stay on top of it. Or I've gone through your canned goods or your boxes, your packages, your bags. Something gets behind something else and we just forget stuff is in there because it hides and we don't know it's in there, and then it expires. And then we've just wasted money. When we declutter our fridge, our freezer, and our pantry, it saves us money because we know what we have in there. Number 10, when we declutter, it saves on utility bills. It saves on the cost of our utilities because when things are cluttered, we may be hiding the vents. The airways are blocked. And then we forget to clean the filter because we don't see it. Again, out of sight, out of mind. Clutter hides so much stuff. And when it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and we don't remember that vent cover and that filter, it needs cleaned and changed. And that will help your utility costs if we stay on top of those things and keep the airflow going and well maintained. All right, I'm going to give you a bonus here, and that is decluttering saves you time, and time is money. It saves you time because we're not running around looking for things. How much time have you spent wandering through the house going, where is that? Or I think I have one. I'm pretty sure I have one, but I'm not sure. Or I don't know where I put it. And then we're just frantically running around. Maybe you're late for work or late to take the kids to school. Or maybe you really need to get to that work that you were doing, but you got to find this thing. And you don't know because there's so much clutter that we're moving stuff around, and then you find it underneath or behind something. I've done that. I've done it. So decluttering saves time, and we could all use more time, right? Time is a valuable, precious resource. So decluttering your home, your garage, your shop, it really can save you money. Which of these would be most valuable to you that when you decluttered it, it would save you time and save you money?